Done.
All right. Awesome. We are ready to rock. So we're super excited to have Jaelyn here today. You guys know who Jaelyn is. She's like one of those coaches on our team that everybody just like watches because she's a rock star. I had the privilege of sharing a room with her last month when we went to the Josh Coates event, and we didn't sleep much. There was a lot of really late nights, and we just talked. Like, it wasn't just us, it was everyone in our room. And Jaelyn just has a really unique perspective and knowledge around the nutrition that we use and why it's so crucial. We tend to focus, I think, in Beachbody, we tend to focus on the workouts because we have amazing trainers and we have Beachbody on demand and there's always new workouts, and nutrition just kind of stays the same. And we tend to let that slide by. It's the hard part. Let's start you with the workouts and then we'll talk about nutrition. And Jaelyn just really shed some light on some ways to talk to your prospects, talk to your potential clients, and talk to your current clients about nutrition and why it's so super important. So I've been using some of what she shared with me and it's helped a ton. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't remember. It's not like I was taking notes. So I wanted to hear it again, and I wanted to be able to have all of you hear it. So Jaelyn was kind enough to set aside some time to talk to us. So I will just turn it over to you.
Well, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to kind of tell you guys like a little bit of my story and why I focus on nutrition a lot so you can understand like where I come from. So after my third baby, I was at like my heaviest. I gained weight nursing, and it like I always ended up at the same weight after every kid. It did not matter, like literally to the pound. My body like likes a certain poundage. It's ridiculous. And I was super frustrated. So I did what I thought you do to lose weight, and I went to severe calorie restriction. I thought, well, to lose weight, it's like, you know, an accountant. You have to like burn more calories than you eat and you'll lose weight. So if I starve myself more, I will lose weight quicker. Okay. So I went to 1,000 calories a day, and I also did no carbs whatsoever. And I just did proteins, veggies, and fruits, no sugar, no carbs. And I lost 20 pounds in 2 months, and I was like, this is awesome. And then it stopped. And for 8 months, like nothing. And I wasn't like perfect on like starving myself, but I was super frustrated because I'm like, what the heck? Like, why would I drop and then nothing? Finally sucked it up, and actually through Jared Zaragoza, ironically, he went to a nutritionist. My husband and Jared work for the same department. And he went to this nutritionist, and like word spread around the department. We went to the nutrition. Well, I went to the nutritionist. And you guys, I got a 50% discount because my husband's a police officer, and I paid $306 for 10 weeks of a meal plan. Okay, so that should put some perspective right now on how much we save people money. My parents went to him. They had to pay $800 per person for 10 sessions of meal plans. No workouts, nothing else. Okay, and this meal plan freaking sucked. Like, this is what you eat for breakfast, this is your snack, this is your lunch, this is your snack, this is your dinner. There was no, hey, you should eat this much of each food group each day. It was, you eat this at this time, and it was the same freaking thing for 10 weeks straight. Okay, I learned a crap ton from going to him though. That's where I learned, A, carbs are not bad. B, severe calorie restriction never works because you're depriving yourself, you're starving yourself, and it will always backfire. That's what leads to yo-yo dieting. And that's where I also learned a lot about female hormones and how that plays into weight loss, and how when you're eating correctly, you will lose fat. No matter what the freaking scale says, you will lose fat. And there was 1 week in particular, I mean, I was like perfect, didn't cheat at all, and I had only lost a pound, and I was like, F, like seriously, I'm torturing myself and I'm only losing a pound a week. And he's like, chill out, let's go take your like measurements. And he did the fat calipers, and he's like, you lost 3 pounds of fat, but the scale is only reflecting 1 pound because you're retaining water. And he's like, let me guess, you should start your period any day now. I'm like, well, yeah. So that's where I learned a lot about female cycles and how everybody retains water. You're still burning fat. So I learned a lot, but I also paid a crap ton, okay? In those 3 months that I worked with him, we ended up making a deal where I would take pictures for him and all this stuff. So I got a little bit more out of it. But then he ended up just completely quitting, and my parents lost all of their money, and he never followed through with them. He never refunded them. So they were out essentially $2,000, okay? So it really, really sucked. But like I said, I gained a lot of knowledge from it. And I went from my heaviest weight. Oh, wait, let me back up. This is also where I learned that the scale is really stupid also, in that it does not mean anything potentially. So when I went there, he's like, okay, how much do you want to weigh? Like, what's your goal weight? And I said, well, I weighed 128 when we got married, but I'd probably be happy with like 140. And he's like, okay, that's kind of a big range, but let's go and see what's possible. And he went back and he measured my body fat, and he's like, you literally physically would die at 128. You would not have enough body fat for a female to actually survive. And I was like, what? He's like, you've carried around 40 pounds for years. You have muscle underneath there now. So the lowest you could go body fat wise to be healthy, which is 18% before you start messing with like female cycles, that would put you at about 138. He's like, it would put you below 10% body fat to be at 128, which for a female is like that's where you like your organs shut down. So that opened my eyes to, okay, he's like, you will fit the same pant size at 128 that you did at 138. And it's true. I wore actually the same pant size I wore in high school when I weighed 118. So that's where I learned really the scale means nothing. So I learned a lot from this, but, and I ended up losing the 40 pounds, and I ended up at 18% body fat with 0 working out. Okay. I got to my goal weight with 0 working out. I used to think that you worked out to lose weight. The more you work out, the more you tire yourself, that's where the results come from, and it's not true. So we say 80% is where you get your results. Clearly it's 100% because I didn't do any exercising. So we say 80%, you can fudge whatever you want, but basically your nutrition is where your results are. I believe that Beachbody has marketed very, very well, because what do most people think? You exercise to lose weight. But we don't just market exercising. They don't just give us workout programs. They give us everything we need to be successful, but they're marketing toward the masses who think exercise, and that's where your results come from. As far as weight loss, okay, obviously exercise is super, super important for overall health for lots of reasons, but as far as weight loss goes, exercise is minimal, okay? So I heavily focus on the nutrition side because I don't want people to get in there and run their butts off and work 5 workouts a day and not give a crap about the meal plan, because they're not going to have results. They're going to be frustrated. I'm going to be frustrated, and we're not going to get anywhere in the business. Our customers are going to have results. They're going to feel like it's a scam, and they're going to be super, super frustrated, and it's just not going to help us. So I focus heavily on the nutrition aspect of it. So I'm going to kind of tell you what I say when someone says they're interested in something, to explain everything we offer. I voice text this generally, and it is like 3 to 4 minutes long. So it is kind of a lot, but I'm giving them enough information they understand exactly what they're getting and why it's important. So whenever you're talking to a prospect, they honestly don't care about what I say, they also give you the meal plan, which is freaking awesome because it is real life, realistic how you should be eating. It's not starving. You need to do this forever, and it also gives you the freedom to eat however you want. Sometimes I'll throw in there the tidbit about how I went to a nutritionist and paid more than twice as much just for a meal plan that I didn't learn any tools or tips or tricks or anything. So I emphasize, it teaches you how many of each food group you should eat per day. It'll give you portion size control containers, so you're going to be able to get in the correct calorie bracket as well as the correct macro bracket. You don't have to weigh your food. You don't have to count the calories. You don't have to do any of that. You simply stuff your food in the container. If it fits, you can eat it. You dump it out, and that teaches you how to eyeball portion it. So now you can eat out at restaurants. You can eat out at friend's house. You can eat out at family house, okay? So I emphasize the fact that it offers them freedom. A lot of people get on meal plans and they think they can never eat out. So addressing the fact that they can now eat out, because it's teaching them how to eyeball their portions, and they don't have to ask about the calorie content or the gram content or weigh their food and take a scale to the freaking restaurant, okay? I seriously know people who have done that. So that gives them the freedom. So I'm making sure I let them know what the meal plan and how it works. And then I say, the last part is Shakeology. And I said, Shakeology is something that like everybody thinks is just a protein shake or a meal replacement. And honestly, it's not. I don't drink it because it's meal replacement. In fact, I would rather eat food, but I drink it because of the micronutrient content. What that means is it is so loaded with vitamins and minerals that you cannot get in your diet even when you're eating clean, because the soil we have nowadays does not have the vitamin and mineral content that we need for our fruits and vegetables. So these are superfoods grown all over the world that they harvest, and those superfoods basically means it's super packed rather than just a regular vegetable or a fruit. I then go on and explain everything that Shakeology has in it. So I start with vitamin and mineral content, and then I say it also has pre and probiotics in it, which are essential for your gut. Your gut health is linked to your immune system, it's linked to your digestion, and it's also linked to your mental health. That's why when people start to eat correctly, they notice a significant decrease in their anxiety, and their depression starts to seem better as well, because your nutrition is linked to your gut, which is linked to your brain. The prebiotics feed the probiotics, which is what is going to establish the good bacteria in your gut. The good bacteria is what will kill off the bad bacteria and the yeast. Okay, bad bacteria and yeast cause disease and illness. And then I talk about the digestive enzymes. They are what will break down the food to help your body absorb more nutrients. So it helps your body basically not have to work so hard to digest your food, which means you're absorbing more nutrients. If you're absorbing more nutrients, that means your cravings are decreased. That also means you're going to have better energy, because we have cravings when we're lacking minerals and vitamins. Okay. And then I explain adaptogenic herbs, and I say I have never found a shake on the market that is made with the whole foods that Shakeology is. This is not artificial fillers or flavors or soy. It doesn't have chemical names, like legit. It is food. You can read the ingredient label because it is food. Spinach, kale, chlorella, spirulina, blueberry, goji berries, acerola cherries, and I list just a few. And then I say, but adaptogenic herbs are something I have not ever found in any shake. And why this is essential is adaptogenic herbs help support your body in managing stress. So any kind of stress, oxidative stress and adrenal stress. Adrenal stress is huge, huge, huge for weight loss. If your cortisol is out of whack at all, you will struggle to lose weight. It jacks up hormones, and it also obviously makes you tired, makes you fat around the belly. And so cortisol is hugely important to manage. The adaptogenic herbs are what are going to support your adrenals so that you can actually lose weight correctly, and all of your hormones will tend to balance out because of that. Okay, so I briefly, in 3 minutes, say what I just told you, and I explained the reason they put all of this together is there are people who think, oh, I can just, and I tell them this, there are people who think, oh, I can just exercise. The more I exercise, I can eat whatever I want. I just need to burn more calories than I took in, and I'm going to lose weight, and that's not true. And then there are people who sit and think, well, I can just starve myself and not eat carbs, then I won't have to exercise, and I'm going to lose weight, which is true, but it's going to lead to skinny fat as well as yo-yo dieting. And then there are people who think, I just need meal replacement shakes. I can just drink meal replacement shakes all day long, and then I'm going to lose weight. That's not true. We know that Shakeology is not a meal replacement shake. It's because of the micronutrients that we drink it. That is why they put it in a bundle, because you need the fitness, you need the nutrition, and you need the Shakeology. They all work together synergistically. Okay? That's what I tell them, so they understand why they need all of it. Because then when people are like, well, I just want the workouts. Okay, well, you're not going to have the results you want if you just get the workouts, because now you don't have the meal plan. You're going to be very frustrated when you're working your butt off and you're not having the results you want. There are people who are like, okay, well then fine. I want the workouts and I'll purchase the meal plan. Well, now you spend 10 more bucks and you get a meal replacement shake. It's technically a meal replacement shake. We've already discussed I don't drink it because it's a meal replacement shake, but it technically is. You can't replace that cost. Even when the All Access Challenge Pack is at $199, if they were to purchase on demand, that's $100. If they were to purchase the meal plan, it's about $50 after shipping. They have $40 more with the All Access Challenge Pack, or $50, whatever. You can't replace that meal for less than $50. That's like less than $2 a day. Okay, so whenever I have any sort of rebuttal or objection, I can rebuttal it because you break that down. But I honestly rarely have objections when I am addressing every area of the challenge pack. But the fitness or the nutrition is the most important, and I make sure they know that. In my challenge groups, I ask questions every day, and they're different every single day. The other day, I asked one, and I just said, are you seeing the physical results that you were expecting? The next question was, percentage-wise, how much are you sticking to the meal plan? You would die if you saw what people were saying. Oh, well, I am getting results, but it's not as fast as I wanted. I'm doing the meal plan about 30%. Okay, well, at this point, you're lucky you're not gaining weight. Okay, so 80% of your meal plan is maintenance. This is where people don't understand how crucial it is to be nearly 100% to lose weight. Eating at your meal plan at 80% is maintenance. So if you have challengers who are only eating at 80%, they're lucky they're not gaining weight. So I make sure they know that, okay? Reiterate it often. Your results are from your meal plan. And if you're only eating your meal plan 80%, you're doing maintenance. You can't expect any weight loss. If you're doing it 90%, you can expect half of the weight loss you would normally get. Okay? So if you normally, healthy weight loss is 1 to 2 per week. If you're eating 90% on plan, you'll lose 1 or a half a pound to 1 pound a week instead of 1 to 2. Okay? So I make sure that they understand where the results are going to come from. And now I also make sure they understand that obviously fitness and nutrition is super important, and cardio is not king. Okay, if you notice, most of our programs are never just cardio. Okay, cardio will get you results, but it's funny. I was listening to Shalene on her Insta stories one time, and she talked about how she has people who need to lose a lot of weight. She will put them on cardio first because it drops their weight loss quickly. That's what they want. But she's like, but it makes them skinny fat. You look at, hopefully there's not people on here who are going to be offended. You look at runners who typically just run and don't incorporate any other exercising, and they're skinny fat. Okay, don't hate me, don't come at me with pitchforks, but just look around. And if they aren't skinny fat, they're incorporating strength training somewhere. Okay, so strength training is hugely important because it builds muscles. Muscles burn calories. So leg muscles, that's why Autumn loves her legs, because it gives you results quicker because you build a big muscle mass. And the bigger the muscle mass is, the more calories it burns. So making sure that you're educating your customers and your challengers is huge. They need to understand that, yes, fitness is important for your cardiovascular health, for your mental health, for all the happy hormones you get from it, for your lymph system. Your lymph system does not move unless you physically move. It's not like blood. So you actually have to literally move to get your lymph system moving. So making sure that they're educated on why fitness is important, but they also need to understand that your nutrition is where your results will come from. So I have a Google Drive that I give to all of my challengers when they sign up. I have all of my prep week videos in there so that I don't have to do a separate prep week or anything. They can sign up at any time. I give them the challenge resource Google Drive, and I say go through all the prep videos. And then you can start this as soon as you get your challenge pack as far as your Shakeology meal plan, but get through the prep videos and start doing the exercises now. In Google Drive, I have a link to Team Beachbody website for them to find a bunch of recipes. But then I also ask a bunch of questions in the group. You know, every day I do the check-ins. I have them post a link to their favorite meal. So now I take all of those links and I'm adding them to Challenger favorite recipes. It's a folder in my Google Drive. So now these are Challenger approved recipes. Most of them say, yeah, I can. Most of them say, like the 21-day count or whatever. They're like 21-day fix approved recipes that they have found all over the internet or Pinterest or whatever, and I don't have to do the work. But now I'm building up a huge selection of recipes. That's where people get overwhelmed, is not knowing what to eat and not knowing how to eat and not knowing how to count containers. So I suggest you provide as many resources as you can for them to be able to find substitutions for their favorite foods. I do also suggest they keep it simple. So I don't make casseroles. I don't make soups. I typically literally will eat a piece of meat, a protein, a carb, a veggie, and a fruit. I don't like overcomplicate it. So giving them ideas with that helps them as well. Okay. I think that kind of covers it. Does anybody have any questions?
I just filled 2 pages in my notebook.
Oh, good. Oh, I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Oh, so I know a few people who use Plexus and they don't want to switch to shakes because they already have the shake and that stuff. So do you know much about it and how like that works for theirs?
Or how do you talk about other shakes in general?
So I never address what their shakes are. I tell them I don't know their shakes, but I know Shakeology. And I make sure they understand I've never found a shake that's made with the ingredients that Shakeology has. And I talk about the adaptogens big time because no other shake has those. Some other shakes have pre and probiotics, but most of them do not. And they definitely don't have adaptive herbs, and most of them are made with chemicals. So I actually address a lot of this in my free groups. So when I do my free groups, most of my challengers have been in a free group at some point. A lot of them come from the free groups. I do a video on tips to speed up weight loss. I've actually done it on my wall. And a lot of them will send me screenshots. What about this one? And they think it's all fantastic because most people are looking at the protein, the carb, and the fat content of a shake. They don't look at the ingredients. And that's not what we're looking at. And so people will send them to me and I'm like, nope, this has aspartame in it or sucralose. This has, look at the actual ingredients. I don't even know how you say this word. It has no adaptogen. It has no prebiotics. So then I'm able to tell them no because of this, where Shakeology has this. So I don't ever just say, well, that shake doesn't have this. I say, I only know what Shakeology has. And a lot of times they'll send me their label and I'm able to tell them, well, this doesn't have this doesn't have that. The vitamin content usually is crap too compared to what Shakeology has in the regular because we supplement. Most shakes only have 10 to 25% of vitamins for the day. So I'm like, well, you'd have to drink 4 of those shakes just to get your vitamin content, but let's not talk about the ingredients.
So how do you explain adaptogens again?
So adaptogens are, I was going to tell you something about that. I can right now.
Because I know they're good and I just don't know how to explain it.
So adaptogens basically bring your body back into balance, managing stress, any form of stress. So down to a cellular level, but also they support your adrenals.
Oh, okay, adrenals, okay.
Mm-hmm. So cortisol is like the root of all evil. And what I was going to say is I go to a lot of conferences, like I'm kind of a hippie. We all kind of know that. I go to like holistic conferences because you'll learn a whole crap ton from going to holistic conferences about gut health. And Shakeology is like right up that, okay? So gut health, I went to a lot of conferences and I learned a lot of this information from those conferences. And basically, okay, so there is a hormone called pregnenolone, and that's what your body makes all of the hormones because of pregnenolone. So it takes pregnenolone and it makes cortisol, it makes testosterone, it makes estrogen, it makes DHEA. It all comes from pregnenolone. And when your cortisol is high, it stills that pregnenolone and you're no longer able to have hormones made for all other hormones. That's why people have female hormone problems. It's always linked to cortisol, always. So if you have a hormone imbalance at all, your cortisol is out of whack. So you have to address your adrenals. So that's why I really emphasize that, because people don't understand how important it is to manage your stress and your adrenals. So the fact that Shakeology has that is huge. And something else I do, we have Take It In Tuesday every Tuesday in my challenge groups, and I focus on one ingredient out of Shakeology, and I go to YouTube and I find specifically about the benefits of that ingredient. So this month we're talking about sorry, I'm distracted, where we talked about adaptogens. So this month is only adaptogens, and it's crazy what people are like, oh my gosh. One person got pregnant and she's like, we were not trying to get pregnant. I have no doubt now that it was Shakeology. So maca root does anyway. So that's something I really recommend, is educating your customers on Shakeology, because then they can't rebut it. I also have them tell me how they're saving money by being on Shakeology. I have them tell me the benefits they've noticed because of Shakeology. And I have near 100% retention rate this year, whether they're coaches or challengers, just from doing that.
Yeah, you're killing it. So that's awesome. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Anything else?
Anyone else? I think they're all still writing.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm gonna have to listen again because it was like I couldn't write fast enough.
Yeah.
Amen.
You guys can also go watch my video. I actually just tagged someone in it. It's not too long ago. I'm trying to remember when I did it. It's tips to speed up weight loss, just in my video. So you can go watch that, and it will explain a lot of what I'm talking about.
on your YouTube?
Oh, it's just on my profile.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I watched it. What was I going to say? So my computer was freaking out and kicked me off, and I'm recording, so I might have to upload 2 separate videos, just to let everybody know.
I went live in my team page when you got kicked off, just as backup. So I'm
Nice. You're so smart.
I was like, no.
I know. I was like,
We
crap.
need this.
But Jaelyn, did you say that you would share your Google Drive?
Yes, let me get it right now. Just please make copies, because if you jack up my Google Drive, I'll be pissed.
Yeah.
Don't freaking try to edit it, you guys.
I will
We
shut you down.
have a team prep week. So unless you guys really feel strongly about creating your own at this point,
And we can
Just-
add some, let us know what you think.
let's just have a conversation about it, and we can add it to our team prep week.
Yeah.
Well,
That
it's
way we
more
don't-
than prep videos, like way
Sure.
more than prep videos.
Okay.
I just wanted to watch them so I could learn from it and help me, so when I'm ready to make my own videos, then I can explain it better. So
Yeah, for sure.
I actually need to upload my tips to weight loss one. Put it in here. I just haven't.
No, that's awesome. I think that's the thing. I love how you were like, yeah, you're not going to lose weight just by doing workouts, and we focus so much on our workouts. So
Yeah, and I'm the opposite, because I freaking hate to work out.
Yeah.
And I don't
Seriously.
pretend that I love to work out. Talk about it often. I know that it's important,
yeah.
but
I think, Jaelyn, do you feel like you are to a point now where you're pretty well probably getting close to maintenance mode? Like you've lost your weight,
yeah.
you're in maintenance mode, you kind of push yourself a little bit harder. How do you talk to the people who are just getting started and looking at what you do and saying that's extreme? Like, does that make sense? Like sometimes I feel like if I do a double workout for whatever reason, I can't tell people that because I don't want to freak them out. But even like right now I'm doing the three-day fix nutrition, you know, just that 3-day fix thing. And it's pretty extreme. And I feel like I almost can't talk about it because they're like, I can't do what you do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never really thought about it, to be honest. So like I lost my weight in about 6 months. I really talk about maintenance and the awesomeness of maintenance. So I even talk about that with my challengers. Like I know, and this is what I actually recommend to my challengers, is they do 3 weeks perfect, because most of them I still suggest 21-day fix to start. They need a win. They need to be able to complete a program really quickly and feel like they succeeded. So I recommend 21-day fix. And I recommend they do 3 weeks perfect. Like do not cheat on your meal plan. Get all your containers in, do all of your workouts for 3 weeks straight. Take a week off. And what I mean by a week off is still do your calorie deficit meal plan, but add in a treat or a cheat meal here and there. You're going to get put on maintenance mode that week from adding in those treats. So you're not going to feel like you're depriving yourself. And that's where people will give up, is if they go too extreme, too long, they get frustrated, then they binge, and then they're screwed. See, I can't live like this. So I'm like, you just need to get to maintenance. Right now, you have to be strict to get to your goal. So 3 weeks on, 1 week off, 3 weeks on, 1 week off. And I did that for 6 months. I could have lost the weight in 4. I only lost 40 pounds. I could have lost it in 4 if I was strict. But to me, that would lead to binging, and I know it. So I recommend they do that. And I'm like, dude, once you get to maintenance, life is freaking awesome because you get to live 80-20 all the time. So I always eat at my calorie deficit. I don't eat the maintenance plan. I eat at the deficit and I add in treats because that's like my thing.
Life.
And then, and then when I feel like poo, then I tighten it up again for a round, and then I go back again. So just making sure they understand like how you're eating is not forever. Okay, this deficit, being super strict, is to get you to your goal weight. You have to be strict to lose weight. But once you get to maintenance, it's a lot more freedom. So that's
I like that.
Really can do it long term.
That's really good.
Yeah, and most people don't have like 140 pounds to lose. So seriously, it's like 6 months. You can do 3 weeks on, 1 week off, 3 weeks on, 1 week off for 6 months. You're gonna and plan it around even family events and stuff. So yeah,
I like that. Good. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right. Do you guys have anything else? Okay. Go ahead, Em.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, with like the Shakeology, do you feel like, I mean, I know your numbers are always really good every month. Do you feel like you becoming more knowledgeable in the ingredients in Shakeology, do you feel like that's helped you a lot more? Just because I feel
definitely.
like that's one thing that, I mean, for me, I love it. I really do. I need variety, so I drink a different shake often. But I'm not, I can be honest, I don't know every ingredient, and I can't tell you like
what it does.
So like you just know.
Well, and it's because I also have years of research from before doing this. Like we were trying to find a shake actually, and we did like doTERRAs and added greens, and it was disgusting. And like we were doing a lot of different shakes trying to find Shakeology essentially. So this had happened before too. So because I'm a hippie, I knew what a lot of these ingredients had done. So to me, it was like already like, sweet, I already know this. But that's why I recommend like literally learn the ingredients. Don't just like read them, research them. It takes 2 minutes to like research it. Find an article, super simple, at least give you an overview. But for sure, Google adaptogens so that you know what that even means. Google prebiotics, Google probiotics, Google whatever, digestive enzymes. So you understand what each of them do, and then you can get into the ingredients. Because that's honestly why there's nothing on the market like Shakeology, nothing.
Right. Because I've had a lot of people come back and say, well, I can find a cheaper shake, or I can find a...
Yeah, you can. You can find a cheaper protein.
Right. And for me, I mean, I have good results with it. I mean, it's helped me through my pregnancy and everything too. But there's only so much that I can say without throwing down some evidence of research.
Yeah, that's why I suggest you do it. And that's also why I suggest educating your challengers while they're in your challenge group.
I like that. Take it in Tuesday for a challenge group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
The more knowledge they have, the more likely they are to succeed. If they don't understand what they're doing or why they're doing it, it comes down to anything, even exercise. So nutrition, the shake, the more knowledge they have, the more likely they are to succeed because they understand why they're doing what they're doing, not just because they're being told to do it.
Okay.
A lot of power in that knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is actually how I explain the container system. It's not a meal plan, it's education. It's explaining and educating you on nutrition. So
it's the simplest way to learn how to eat for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Yep.
So you still doing, I'm assuming you're still doing basically the 21-day fix meal plan with the containers, but you're not measuring. I'm assuming you're like to the point where you
every once in a while I pull them out to make sure I'm not like off. But yeah, no, I eyeball like everything. And a lot of my foods honestly are like pre-measured. Like I don't like a slice of bread, or, you know, an 8-ounce chicken sausage, or like, I don't have to like measure a lot of my things, 10 carrots. So I kind of use a lot of foods I don't have to measure anyway.
So, and then you're eating at a deficit, but then you are allowed to have treats. So once you get in, that equals your maintenance. Okay.
Because she's in maintenance mode, but you can't do that when you're losing.
Yeah.
So, like, if I need to eat in the 1500 bracket or whatever, and then did you ever drop down, and then is that where you're staying? Like,
I'm in the lowest calorie bracket. Yep.
Okay, so like I'm in like B. So once I start to lose weight, then I would have to drop down.
After each round, you measure again. You don't drop in the middle of a round. So you finish whatever program you're doing, then you measure again, and if it drops you down, then you drop down. And a lot of people also think they can skip containers. Then you end up too low, and your body will do the skinny fat thing. It actually will stall a lot of times because it's freaking out and it thinks you're in a famine. So it's going to store all of your food and slow down your metabolism.
And I think when you say like, oh, I let myself have treats, that's not like brownies and ice cream every single day.
No,
it's like once a week.
Yeah. So like I'm trying to figure out how I can do a video talking about how little treats you can actually have to be on maintenance. A lot of people think it's a lot more than it is. But if you think about 20% of your week, we eat how many meals in a week? 21, like big meals, 21 meals in a week. 20% of that is what, 4, right? 4, 3, 3.5. Okay, those a lot of times are going to be just your portion size. Most people don't stick to portion sizes too when they have a treat meal or a cheat meal. So, or a Mexican food meal, there goes your entire week's worth.
Every time. Every time.
I just had about 7 carbs in that one meal.
I'm good
like
for 6 months.
4 days worth of carbs. Yeah. So, and carbs too, a lot of the treats, so hard to explain. So the reason we eat whole grains is because it has the fiber in it. Fiber obviously helps with your digestion, but it also lowers your blood sugar spike. When you have high blood sugar, your insulin is firing off. The whole point of insulin is to encapsulate that extra blood sugar, and it stores it immediately as fat. It does not care that it's making you fat. It's trying to save you from having too high of blood sugar. So if you eat foods that are simple carbs, you're skyrocketing your blood sugar. So your insulin's dumping a ton. So even if I were to say have one brownie that may have the same carb content as a slice of bread, that's whole grain, they're not the same because one is going to skyrocket my blood sugar where the other one is not. Does that make sense? So even though one may be equivalent as far as the gram amount is equivalent in your brownies, so typically like a yellow container is 20 grams. If I were to find like a brownie that had 20 grams of sugar in it or carbs total, it's not the same if it's made with refined flours and sugars because it's going to skyrocket my blood sugar higher than that whole wheat bread would. So you're immediately storing more fat even though it's the same carb content. So if you'll notice like in Halo Top ice cream, they have like, it's delicious, I freaking love that stuff. They have like 12 grams of net carbs, 12 grams of carbs, but they add in prebiotic fiber because the fiber lowers the sugar content. So technically it only has 9 grams of sugar instead of 12. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So even though you can cheat and fudge, I typically count one brownie as 2 carbs rather than 1 because of the carb, the blood sugar spike. So I'm trying to figure out how I can make a video to explain to people like, you think you can cheat a lot more than you can. You can't. So.
Yeah.
What about gluten-free? Because like where you're eating whole grains and with gluten-free, sometimes
it should still have fiber. It should
okay,
still
so
have
as long
fiber.
as it still has fiber.
Mm-hmm. Refined stuff, all they do is strip it of the fiber. They literally leave no nutrients in it. So like Snickers is actually healthier for you than a white piece of bread because it has protein in it. So because of the peanuts, it lowers the blood sugar spike, whereas a white piece of bread there's nothing lowering the blood sugar spike.
That's not permission to go and eat a Snickers for breakfast.
No, I know. That's just to show you how bad refined flours actually are.
So with the gluten-free, if I'm eating a gluten-free white piece of bread, it's still going to have a lot of sugar in it. But
if it's refined, you just got to make sure that it has fiber in it. It'll tell you like fiber content on the package.
Okay.
So as long as it's not refined, yeah.
So Kim posted in the chat, and I'm curious how you would approach this with a challenger.
I have this. I've actually had like 3 in the last week. Like, this is so much food. What do I do? So pick foods that are lower on the list because they're technically like a little unhealthier for you, but they're less filling. So I recommend 10 crackers over a half a cup of brown rice.
Okay.
That's less filling. So until your body adjusts to it, find less filling foods on the list.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. And eventually you'll be able to eat it all. I do recommend you eat every 2 hours too. Don't do the whole only 2 or 3 meals a day because you're going to have a hard time fitting it all in. So eat every 2 to 3 hours, have a protein at every meal. And also pair a carb with a protein. I also tell my challengers that because it lowers the blood sugar spike as well. So that's kind of how you can break it down.
Awesome. I love that. Okay. Anything else?
Oh, one more question. Sorry. When you eat out, when you go to eat out, like what are your favorite places to eat out that you can still stay on plan and not blow it?
Any place that makes the food fresh. So Cafe Rio, Zupa's, Paradise Bakery, Neater's, In-N-Out on the lettuce wrap instead of with a bun because they actually make their hamburger right there too, so it's not got crap in it.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, ladies, perk up for a minute. We need a screenshot. Give us a smile. Look at them all like, oh, okay. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Any other questions before we let Jaelyn go?
You said a carb with a protein, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And
that
then
includes fruit.
Okay, including fruit.
How would you advise, like, in my case, specifically, I am almost 20 weeks pregnant. And still, like, last doctor's appointment weighed in at 218 pounds. I've gained approximately 3 pounds so far through this pregnancy, but because of my weight and where I'm already overweight, I'd like to continue to try and drop healthy. But I don't want to drop down a bracket, obviously, because the baby needs the calories. So how do I handle that?
I would talk to your doctor because most doctors aren't necessarily, if you're overweight, opposed to you losing weight as long as you're doing it healthily. So you will have to have a a calorie deficit to lose weight. That's where the weight loss comes from. So you can't just stay at the same bracket and expect to lose weight. You have to do some sort of calorie deficit. But I would talk with your doctor and see if he is okay with you doing that. Now, I would go from your maintenance bracket and just go down one. I wouldn't go like the typical is 750 calories, the calorie deficit. I would not do that. I would just go down a bracket, but I would talk to your doctor and see if he's okay with that because then the weight loss is going to be slower. You're still probably eating a good portion of food. And if you're drinking your Shakeology, your baby's getting nutrients.
Okay. Yeah, he did say, like, ideally no weight gain. And his wife does Beachbody too, so I know he's fine with everything.
Well, then I would talk to him and see if he's okay because I know that some are actually seriously very supportive of weight loss as long as it's healthy. They don't want you obviously starving yourself. You're not starving yourself on this.
Okay.
So I would talk to him and see what he says. That's awesome. Only gaining 3 pounds.
So good. She's working her tail off for a pregnant lady.
Seriously.
I didn't do that when I was pregnant.
I ate like a freaking pig. I gained it all after. It was like, oh, I was nice to you while you're pregnant. Now here it all is afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I did it all from the couch.
Do you recommend breaking up your proteins throughout the day as you're eating?
That's going to keep your blood sugar stable.
I eat like a crap ton of protein in the morning. Like I do my Shakeology and then I do like the Dell sausage plus an egg. And so I'm like,
What are you eating the rest of the day?
Usually I'll try and have like a salad at lunch, or like I'll do like a tuna fish on a thinwich sandwich piece bread. And then I'll do like Chobani yogurt or something and for a snack. And then like
Okay, Chobani is a no-go. I will tell you that right now. Chobani has
sugar,
too much,
sugar.
Yeah, tons of sugar. You need to get the Oikos 000 yogurt because it has no sugar added.
It's stevia.
That's disgusting.
No, it's not.
Crazy.
It's only disgusting because of how much sugar you're used to eating.
It's true. When
Once
you eat a
you
lot
start
of sugar,
to cut that taste bud goes away.
Chobani and Greek gods love those, but they're like, you may as well have a dessert. Lots of sugar. And
Yeah, you might as well go eat a cinnamon roll.
don't go for like the light and fit ones either, because those have artificial sweeteners and those jack up your hormones. So you need to go for Oikos 000 is like the only kind you can get that's sweetened, or else you got to go plain, which is disgusting.
Unless you mix your own
liquid stevia, and it's good.
That's true. But you
Yeah,
got to
that
make
is.
sure it's actually pure stevia.
Actual pure stevia. Yeah.
That's a whole nother problem. But
So then you do
yeah,
a
so make
protein
sure.
meal then?
You're cutting out. Start again.
So do you do a protein with each meal, like in the breakfast and the lunch and at dinner you have a protein?
Yeah, you want the protein because it keeps your blood sugar stable. When you have blood sugar dips, that's when you have cravings because your body's freaking out and it wants you to eat something to raise your blood sugar quickly, which is carbs and sugar. So most people, that willpower to stay on their meal plan is out the door. So you have to eat protein. Like if you ever have a blood sugar dip, don't grab a carb or sugar like a lot of people are like, eat a candy bar. Like, no, because then you end up spiking and crashing. It's a protein that will raise it just enough. So when you eat every 2 to 3 hours and you're eating a protein, it keeps your blood sugar stable.
Sweet.
All right. Let's wrap this up, ladies.
Seriously, so much.
Thanks for getting on, girls. Jaelyn, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we share the recording with Inspiration? Because they could use it.
No, you're good.
Cool. All right. Thank you for your time tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Candace.